Lance Armstrong has given up, but was he really a drug cheat? Are you kidding me? Should you throw down $400 for the new iPhone 5? Plus, WTF, what the Florida? Why do strange things always seem to happen in the Sunshine State? That and so much more, we're live, and you're plugged in. We are plugged in and we're ready to roll. Our social media team is on alert. Our plugged in panel, Soumya, Shagun, and Brian are ready to go. Let's get it started with topic number one, Lance Armstrong. Now, here are the facts. Cycling legend Lance Armstrong says he won't fight charges that he used performance-enhancing drugs. Now, the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency will ban him for life and strip him of his 7 Tour de France titles. Lance says this is not an admission of guilt, proclaiming his innocence by saying, quote, "There comes a point in every man's life when he has to say enough is enough. For me, that time is now." Now, before we talk to the panel, we want to know what you at home think. If you think Lance is a cheater, you can text us at 6565. And if you think he's telling the truth, you can text us as well at 7676. We're going to have those results later on in the show. But first, let's see what our panel has to say. Guys, was Lance Armstrong cheating? Now, keep in mind, and this is important, he has never, ever, ever failed a drug test.
Ever. And there's over 500 tests. To me, he's totally innocent. How do you literally evade over 500 tests?
Keyword being evade. America, can you see me? Lance is a rat. USADA, however, does not have any jurisdiction over stripping him. He wants to quit, let him quit. He's a punk for quitting, and he's soft for quitting.
Lance Armstrong, by the way, had it completely right. It's not about the bike, it's about the drugs. And he used them, and he cheated.
Oh,
Guys,
come
but
on.
wait a minute. His last Tour de France title was in 2005. This has been going on for 7 years. Right. At what point is enough enough? The USADA has to learn 3 words. Let it go.
If you believe that you didn't do anything wrong, then you fight forever to clear your name. But if you are guilty, you will say, oh, well, enough is enough. It's a witch hunt. You're coming back after 7 years. There's nothing on this planet, if you accused me of it and I know I didn't do it, that would make me stop. And this is a man who has to look his children in the eye and say, hey, guess what? Daddy doesn't want to fight anymore. He cheated on his wife, too. Did we forget that? This man's a rat.
But that does not mean that he's a drug cheater.
Yeah.
In Oklahoma, a high school valedictorian was denied her diploma for using the word hell in her graduation speech. Now, her school has a zero-tolerance policy against profanity. The student, Caitlin Noopbar, originally was going to say the word heck, but she changed it to hell in the spur of the moment to make her point more forcefully. Guys, what do you think? Now, all they want is an apology, and she refuses to give this apology. Is she stupid? Is she smart? Is she taking a stand? What's the deal?
I think teenagers lie when they open their mouths. I mean, like, they should have known that this girl was untrustworthy by the fact that there is a 1 in front of her age.
Okay. There's no way that you can say, I'm not going to write the word hell in my speech, double-cross them, and then when they say you can't do that, we're not, what stand is she taking? She broke the rules. It's a stupid rule, but she broke it.
Yeah, but she's the valedictorian.
Exactly, and she's saying it's a First Amendment stand, like freedom of speech.
It's a
I need to use
stand.
hell in this to show how angry I am, because clearly a Twilight-themed valedictorian speech needs, a lot of anger.
Dropout rates are at an all-time high. Schools are overcrowded.
Yes.
What is the big deal that a twihard uses the word hell?
This is my thing. Is the word hell really dirty anymore?
I think it's
disgusting.
Let's meet someone else who you guys may or may not consider a liar. He's Rajesh Shah, who claims he was unaware that the name Hitler on his clothing store is offensive. Now, he says he named the store after his business partner's grandfather. The Hitler store has provoked outrage among residents of a small Jewish community. Mr. Shah says no harm was intended when they named the shop. He said, quote, frankly, until the time we applied for the trademark permission, I had only heard that Hitler was a strict man. He told the Times of India. Hey, he said it, not me. It was only recently that we read about Hitler on the internet. Now, his business card for the clothing shop is complete with a swastika in the dot over the I in Hitler. Panel.
Can I just say?
Yes. That's panel interrupted.
Yeah.
I like it.
Crazy story. Saying that Hitler was strict is like saying it's sprinkled in Katrina. It's the biggest understatement. It's the biggest understatement in the world. It's insane to me. World History 101. Gandhi was cool. Hitler's a monster. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it just one step further. I don't mind if you are ignorant of the fact. If he wants to pretend and claim he was ignorant of the fact. But once you know, you know. And keeping the name of the store is foolishness.
The thing is, look, at the end of the day, he needs to like clearly read more and know about world history, but the swastika is actually an auspicious sign in Eastern culture. So that I think something when Western and Eastern meet, that's something people don't know. Like Hitler actually co-opted that swastika sign and used it for bad.
I opened a coffee shop called Osama Bin Latte. This is not, thank you, Zing.
I don't think we'll ever know, but what we will know is I want to do the video of the day right now. Oh, sorry, I just stopped you up. Yeah, it's up to you now. Cody, what did you find on our plugged-in video of the day?
Okay, so here's what happens when a newscaster doesn't really understand the meaning of a word when tossing to his weather associate. And the video also starts with this delightful older woman talking about canoodling. So it's very sweet. And then goes,
Did people canoodle in Union Bay? Is that
They
what you're
did
telling me?
canoodle in Union Bay.
It's time now for a full look at your forecast with Astrid. Maybe we can canoodle before you get into it about,
We're not going to be canoodling. What?
Oh, I thought canoodle meant chat. Astrid, you're lucky there's a producer in my ear. I would have carried that on and on.
You know what? You just made the blooper reel.
I absolutely love that. Did you see her face when he said maybe we should be canoodling? Her inner bubble was going, hell no.
no.
I guarantee you they avoid this guy at craft service.
Well, guys, coming up, we've got more plugged in for you. Should you buy the iPhone 5? Our expert's going to tell you he's already used it. And is Lance Armstrong a cheater? If you think he is, text us at 6565. If you think he wasn't, 7676. Now, stay tuned and get plugged in. We're going to canoodle. Wait, did I use it? No. You can't? No. All right, we are live and you are plugged in. Oh, guys, over in Texas, a Pee Wee football league for 12-year-olds has kicked out a kid who's close to 300 pounds, saying he's just too big to play. Let's go over to Cody and Sergio, who've been monitoring this story all day over in social media. Guys, what's happening with this story?
All right, let's check out the specs out on this hoss, all right?
Okay.
He's 12 years old.
Hoss?
He's a hoss. He's
That's
12
harsh.
years old, 297 pounds, 6'2". The only number I don't believe in this story is that he's 12.
Yeah, it's hard to keep in mind. That kid right there is 12 years
He
old.
looks great. It's kind of a bummer. This kid's already manlier than I'll ever be.
These are some actual tweets.
Yep.
One guy said, what kind of freak of nature is 6'2" and 12 years old? Another tweet said, 300-pound kid ruled too big to play. However, he was drafted by the Cowboys.
Okay, that's funny.
Here's another one. OMG, just let kids be kids, even if they're giant, enormous kids.
Okay, but here's a question here, and this is for the entire panel. Let's go over to the panel here. Guys, everyone's mocking this kid. Now, he's 12 years old. Are there any boundaries left anymore? I mean, is this a safety issue? They're asking him to play in the Pee Wee League. And by the way, the people who want him to play are his coach and his mom.
Okay, well, the coach, yes, because the coach wants to win.
Of course.
That's horrible. His mom probably wants him to exercise and have a chance to live a life as other normal kids or other kids his age. Just play him up. Let him play against high school kids.
Okay, guys, now it's time for WTF. What the Florida? Because everybody knows that some really crazy stuff happens in Florida. What do you got, Sergio?
Okay, all right, check this out.
Got it.
There's this lady in Melbourne, Florida, who took on the job of babysitting a 5-year-old, and she was doing great until police found her 2 hours later, drunk and topless in a hotel parking lot.
Oh, and look at her picture. Look at her picture.
She doesn't even care.
I want to see what the parents look like because they trusted their kid to this woman.
Oh, no, they were gambling in a casino.
Oh, okay, so it's all
That's
good.
a man. That's a man.
Can you top that?
All right, I think I
That's a
got
man.
that beat. On Monday, Jonathan Basso of Hillsborough, Florida, was arrested for soliciting sex from a police officer.
Okay.
But it's not what you guys think. It's not what you think. He was calling 911 and asking for sex. He called several times, and was arrested for it. But he was also arrested for the same thing in 2009.
So he did it in 2009 and then again in 2012.
Thought they'd forget about him.
Wow, and we have two mugshots of him. You see how
They look
different
great.
he's changed.
They look great.
Well, thanks a lot for that. That's WTF. What the Florida? We want to thank Florida for making us feel better about ourselves.
Thank you,
Florida.
Thank you, Florida.
Coming up, guys, do you need the new $400 iPhone? I'll be talking to one of the few people who knows. Then in our face-off, should LeBron James be hawking $315 basketball sneakers to the kids who can least afford them? That debate's going to heat up in 2 minutes. Now, Well, Welcome back to Plugged In. We are just days away from the release of the new iPhone 5. The device and everything it does is virtually unknown until today. Now, should you buy it? Is it time to get rid of your old mobile device and upgrade? Well, if you do, it's going to cost you as much as $400. And the man who joins us live today is one of 6 people in the United States who's actually seen the device. He's held it, he's played with it, he's everybody's best friend. John Bradley, senior editor of Wired magazine. Is it worth it? I want to know. I'm chomping at the bit.
Yes, there will be millions of people lining up to buy this next week. It's like a Batman movie. It comes out, people are going to buy it. So, it's worth what people will spend, and people will spend that money for it.
Okay, but now what's new about it? I mean, what can I expect?
It's bigger, it's faster, it's more practical. I mean, the screen's larger. I think you see Apple responding to the marketplace. We know that people now, seeing what the Android phones are doing, we know that they're accepting a larger screen, so Apple had to do a larger screen. NFC communications, which is mobile payments. Your phone becomes your bus pass, your subway pass, your credit cards, whatever.
Well, you've heard what he's had to say. Guys, what do you think? Are you going to buy?
Yes, I must have it.
Absolutely.
I must have this.
Wow.
Yes, please.
Yes.
But wait a minute. You guys aren't the sole word. What about our crew? Are you guys going to buy it? Oh. So it seems like you sold everyone here on the new iPhone. Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks.
Now stay tuned and get plugged in. So it's face-off time. Shagun and Soumya. Here's the topic, guys.
Yeah.
The new LeBron sneakers are out in a few weeks, and they cost an outrageous $315.
As they should.
Why? Nike says it's because the materials are expensive. The shoe includes motion sensors that will record stats like how high you jump, but a lot of it really has to do with supply and demand, because only 50,000 of these sneakers will be available. The questions are, is this socially responsible? Will the kids who can least afford them be the ones who want them the most? And will we end up with a situation of kids killing kids over sneakers like we did with Air Jordans? Now, you at home will decide who of these two presented the most compelling case. Vote right now at pluggedin.com. The results will be tomorrow. Soumya, you're first. What do you got?
The motion sensors should see how much you're getting screwed, because you're getting super screwed with these shoes. And they're so socially irresponsible.
Wow.
LeBron and Nike both know there have been riots in the past, people fighting each other at midnight when something comes out. You have to be responsible. You know it's young kids. They can't afford it, nor should they afford it. So I think as a big company, as a huge basketball star, do the right thing. Sell them for cheaper.
What do you think, Shagun?
Actions speak louder than words. If I may, I'll come back and address your ludicrous argument in just a second.
Go get it.
Okay, so look.
Here we go.
Look what I'm wearing, America. You see this?
You've got game.
See this? See this?
Watch out, Brian!
Touchdown! It has nothing to do with the shoes. It doesn't matter. Sell them for $500,000. Who cares? It's not the shoes. Nike doesn't owe us anything to be socially responsible. It's parents. Let the parents tell the kids that if you wear $300 shoes, you're not going to be LeBron. Nike can sell it for whatever they want. Manolo Blahniks cost at least $2,000.
Who are they marketed towards? They're not
Women,
marketed
girls.
towards little kids.
Yeah,
No,
they
they're
are.
not. They're marketed towards grown women who have the income.
No, they are. No, first of all, no, they're not. Because those
Wait a
same
minute,
little
why
girls.
do you know who the Louboutins are
Because
marketed
I like
towards?
girls, and girls like pumps, and I like girls
You like
in pumps.
women, not girls, I hope.
Even though they had some low blows there, the vote. Vote now, guys. The results will be tomorrow. Now stay tuned and get plugged in. Now we have the results of our Lance Armstrong poll. We asked you at home if you thought Lance was a cheater or not. Guys, how many of you here said Lance Armstrong was a cheater?
He's a schmuck.
I got bad news for you. 62% of people at home disagreed with you. They said Lance did not cheat.
Wrong, America.
And 38% of you said that yes, Lance is in fact a cheater. Bye, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Deuces.